Al-Ula Old Town. So we are going there to the winter park. This is the visitor center. This is our bus, Journey Through Time. So there are several rules. First, no entering the tomb, and second, no climbing up. Arabic in ancient Aramaic script. Tomb of Lihian, son of Uza, of Kasar al-Farid. The Girls Mountain, 2000 years ago by the Nabateans. Hi, good morning friends. I'm still in Al-Ula and today I'm going to Hegra. It is the ancient capital of the Nabateans. And we're gonna take an Uber to Hegra because it's 20 kilometers to the north. By the way, this is our hotel, Black Hotel. Anyway, let's get in. And that's, the view is really good. So follow me. So this is Al-Ula. And you can see the cliff. Actually, there's a viewing point from up there. But I don't think we have time. So if you actually have time, I suggest you go to that viewing point up there. So this is the old town, Al-Ula Old Town. So yesterday we visited the old town. You can check the previous video. So here below is the old town, and this is the fort of Al-Ula. And besides this old town and the cliff side over there is a walking street with a lot of cafes and restaurants. So we are going there to the winter park. This is the visitor center, and you need to buy a ticket to enter Hegra complex. So you can buy it online, and I think you need to buy it early if you wanna book the morning day tour, because it's filling up really fast. The one 8:30 and 9:30 tour. That's why we only got the 10:30 tour, and it will take about 3 hours according to the website. So let's check. Okay friends, we have arrived at the winter park. The winter park, I think it's named winter park because it's usually crowded during winter, because other than winter it's very hot here. Even right now in November it's also quite hot, but it's still okay. I mean, it's still bearable. And from here we're gonna take a day tour, 3 hours. And oh, there's a Burger King over there. Really cool, yeah, in the middle of nowhere. It's exactly in the middle of nowhere. It's very far from other towns and cities. Even like the nearest town, the big town, is like 300 to 400 kilometers from Medina and from Tabuk, and almost no public transport. That's why we're still thinking about how to go to Tabuk later this afternoon. Anyway, we go to the visitor center and wait for our scheduled tour. This is the waiting area for the bus. I think that will be our bus. So actually it's quite a big bus. Hopefully we can, store our luggage, because we have a big luggage here with us. Well, we might actually just leave it on the bus, so it might be fine. So let's go there. This is the waiting room. It's air conditioned. It's really good. There is also toilet here, public toilet. So I think it's good. And now we can already get on the bus. This is our bus, Journey Through Time, because it's a very ancient settlement. But most of the remains in Hegra is from the Nabatean period, from the 1st century AD. So the century where Jesus Christ walked this earth and journey through time. Wow. In fact, there is also a Roman fort, the southernmost fort. And Hegra was the southern capital of the Nabateans, the same with the one who built Petra. And this is our bus. So it's actually a very big bus, but not many passengers at this hour. But imagine the 8:30 and the 9:30 bus before this one, all full. It's all full. And this one, it's still open. So in a good sense, then it means that there won't be that many people when we reach the attraction sites. Okay, so let's get a seat and put our bag here. We are leaving the Winter Park Visitor Center at 10:30 on we're gonna travel around the complex. Okay, we have arrived at Hegra, and this is the south gate. I don't know, maybe from here we continue by another bus, by jeep, or I'm not sure. But anyway, as this is also a parking lot, so I think if you have your own car, you can bring the car all the way here, and maybe, I don't know, from here continue by walking, or I don't know. But anyway, the entrance ticket is actually included the bus ride. So let's see how we go. UNESCO World Heritage Site. And now if you come with the bus or with the ticket, you get the hospitality, I think, with sweets and tea, I guess. Oh, fruits. So this is orange, welcome drink, welcome snacks. So let's grab a seat and wait for the tour to start. So this is Al Ula. They mark it as a journey through time from the Paleolithic. People call it the Age of Salih, according to Quran. And then Nabateans, the most remains from here, Nabateans, Romans, and Turkish railway. So now, let's continue to the bus. Okay. That's the bus. So now we are going again. We are joined by other visitors who took their own cars to here. And that's why the bus is full, as you can see. We are already entering Hijra, or Al-Hijr in Arabic. There are a lot of sandstones here, and about 100 of them are actually carved into tombs, like that one. Maybe not so clear, but later when we get down, I'll show you. This is our first stop, which is Jabal Al-Ahmar. See, it's written here, Jabal Al-Ahmar. And the location is this one. As you can see, there are several tombs circling the rock. Nice. I think we can walk there. Let's go. We're walking to the rock now. So this is it. So there are several rules. First, no entering the tomb, and second, no climbing up. This is the remains from the Nabatean period. Most of these tombs from the 1st century. Before or later they were conquered in the early 2nd century by the Romans. And see, the rocks carved into tombs. You can see still some of the carvings, like this one. You can see the headless bird. I think originally it was not headless, but destroyed in a later age. This one. And the tomb, even though we cannot enter, but I think I can zoom inside so you can see. Wow, there must be a museum that kept whatever remains in the tomb. Or maybe it was already plundered ages ago. So it's quite big. I can still see some of the tomb there. Yep, anyway, the headless birds. So you can see it's numbered. It's 112. And this one, it says 113. Yeah, I think I heard there are like 113 tombs. So these are the last two. And you can see, wow, the landscape is very amazing. And that's our bus. There's another tomb over there. And this one is the face tomb. It's backlight, but here, take a look a second. It makes a, you know, a face. Anyway, I think we are separated from our group. So let's just follow them first. Maybe the guide is talking something. Okay, so that's our group. So apparently they go here first, so we went the other way. I think there might be some explanation, so let's hear.
اوكي فهذا مهم جدا. طيب اذا حابين تلقوا نظره على المقبره
The script
طيب
and flower.
in this mountain around 19 tombs. So we're talking about 19 families. Because each family at that time, we're talking about 2,000 years ago, at that time, they owned their own tomb. So this is a family tomb and this is another family tomb. Okay, who are those people?
So in Red Mountain, Arabic in ancient Aramaic script. So this is family tomb, and you can see there are several tombs inside. Okay, this is another tomb. You can see. Oh, okay, let's go and circle this Red Mountain. See how the whole rock is carved. Even some of the tomb has crumbled. You can see the bottom half already broken to pieces, but that way you can see the inside more clearly. And this one still have the carving, you know, naming the owner of this tomb. This part also have crumbled, the bottom part. Wow. And this is just one big rock. There are many other rocks around here, and what's found inside have been moved to museum and King Saud University, but I heard in the near future they'll be exhibited. Okay, now we are going back to the bus. Now we are going to the next spot, but on the way you can still see a lot of tombs carved on the sand rock like this one. Now we are already on the next location, Tomb of Lihian, son of Uza, or Kasar al-Farid, or I think it also means the lone castle. This is like the largest one in the area, the largest tomb, which is that rock. So let's go. This is the tomb. Now the guide still explains in Arabic, so the other international tour group members are free to roam. So I just climb a little bit to see here from here. Yes, it's this one. Unfortunately, it's backlight, but I think it's okay. See the ancient warrior. This is the ancient warrior. So that's the tomb of Lihian, son of Kuza. It's the largest in this area. And he's not a king because according to historical record there are only 11 kings and he's not one of them. This is the largest one and the only one around this area, and only one in the rock with the inscription Lihian, son of Uza. Just that. And there are guards in a Roman attire actually, because they don't know how the Nabateans look like. And here there's also another guard. Let's take a picture with him, and after that we go back to the bus. Now we are going to the next destination, the third one. Now we are already at the third place. This is the map of the area. So we come from here, the visitor center, and we circle to this number 2, Jabal Ahmar, the red mountain, and then Tomb of Lihian, son of Uza, and now we are here at Jabal Al-Banat, and then next we'll go to Jabal Idlib. And lastly, there's a handicraft pavilion, probably for souvenirs. And the location is this one, Jabal Al-Banat. Now we're walking there with other tourists, but there is one buggy, basically for others who have difficulties walking or need more rest. Now that's the location. Here it's the tomb of a military leader, and different than the other tombs, the tombs here they have like a figure face with a snake as hairs. Some call it Medusa, but people don't know. And This mountain or this cliff is called the Girls Mountain because actually out of the 30 tombs here, there are several women, and the archaeologists can study about women from this cliff. That's why it's called Women's Cliff or Women Mountain. And now we're going to the next one over there. This is another tomb with the face inside the triangle and the bird with the broken head. And it's guarded. I told you earlier there are 30 tombs, and like this one, it only have one flower. I know the general have 5 flowers, so it might symbolize something. And here also, not just the tomb, there's also an inscription here. It's a very big inscription, you can see, but the guide doesn't explain anything about this. Probably some stories. And also some of the tomb we can get closer. I'll take it closer. Yes, it's like this one. So it's a very big one. You can see several chambers. But no inscription here. Only inscription like this. Wow. And this one is a bird, but I believe looks Roman to me. And inside is just a small chamber. Several others. In fact, the rooms looks connected, like this one. And here, finally, I can see some other figures. Looks like lions to me, but I'm not sure. Very cool. We are still circling the big rock with a very good view over there. And I can see different kind of tombs, from the big one with several chambers inside to a smaller one like this. Nice, you know, looking inside. It has even a window. I don't know. Yeah, it's like connected from one to another. It's amazing. Can you imagine? It's like 2000 years ago by the Nabateans. And this one, I think I can get closer to show you the triangle with the head and a snake. Wow, amazing. From a distance you can see several tombs. 1, 2, 3, 4, second floor tomb, a lot. And for this one we are allowed to enter, so the guide is still explaining in Arabic, and after it will be our turn. See, you go inside. I'm now entering this tomb.
لن زي ما ذكرت لك ترى المقابر كانت تكون من زمان. بعضهم يجي جبارها يعني حتى بعض المقابر كتب بالارض وحصلوا بقايا عظام. فهذا واحد من المكان.
So there are 3 kinds of tomb: the shelves, buried, and in other tombs they're like a chamber carved in the wall. And inside the tomb you can still see the chisel marks, 2000 years old. So this is Jabal Al Banat, and that's it for our 3rd place, and we gotta go to our last place. So there are 4 places to be visited during this trip. Let's go to the bus. This is the last place, Jabal Idlib. Look at the rocks, very plump. And this is a very sacred place, special place for the Nabatean people, because there is shrines, altar, sanctuaries, and there is a chamber. It's called Dewan. I think it's for, you know, a meeting place of the leaders. And take a look at this rock. Wow, very cool. Okay, let's follow the tour guide and check. Here there are a lot of inscriptions, and this one looks like a gate or temple. In fact, in the middle you can see in the triangle looks like an angel to me. And there are many inscriptions, both ancient and more modern one. Like up there, for example, you can see inscription here, somewhere closer like this, here, and even up there. Let me zoom. That one looks like Arabic. Anyway, yeah, we are waiting our turn because now the guide is still explaining in Arabic.
And of course, they have the Diwan area. Yeah, it's a famous spot of Hijra as well. They used to gather over here mainly for the ritual practices, ritual gatherings. And sometimes during the year for political discussions or just for the purpose of gathering. If you notice, even in Jordan, their religious gathering, the Diwan, they're always carved between mountains or in a place that, in order for the sun does not come through the Diwan.
So hopefully you listen, you can hear the explanation. So this is the Diwan. It's the place for ritual banquet and meetings. And this one is the valley.
It says the name of the person who ordered for this battle to be made. His name was Shakouh Son of Thawra, and by the way, he's not from Hijra. He's from Busra in South Syria, another Nabatean city. Shakouh Son of Thawra came from Busra, and he ordered for this battle to be carved or made for the god Al-A'ra. By the way, Al-A'ra is not as famous as their other deities. For example, I mentioned
That's early Arabic inscription with the petroglyphs of camels and humans. And this here is the remains of temple, ancient temple. And you see that also. I'll zoom. Yeah, but the temple I think already destroyed. So that's the Diwan and the sanctuary of the Nabateans. And now we are going back. This is our last spot here. Actually, there are many other spots scattered around here. Even the city Hijra itself, which we don't cover because it's still not excavated yet, it's still covered in sand. Now I'm going to the bus and we go back to the visitor center and enjoy there. And around Hijra, actually, there are several other places, like the ancient city of the Dadanites. It's also mentioned in the Bible, Dadan, which is before the Nabateans, and some inscriptions. Also, the famous Elephant Rock, but I don't think I have time to go there. It just looks like, slightly looks like elephant. This is the tour. There's another bus. I don't think it's the bus from the next one, so maybe more private. So there are many we don't visit. More than 100. And there are also more than 100 Nabataean wells that we also don't visit. So the ancient city was here because about 10 meters deep you can find water. We are back at the visitor center. I don't know if we can still get a free juice. So that was Hegra Al Ula. It was really good, and you should visit it if you go to Saudi Arabia. Now I'm going back to the main visitor center, and we look for a way to go to Tabuk. Back to the bus. We are back at the visitor center at the winter park, and now I need to look for a bus to Tabuk. Maybe share taxi, or I don't know. I'll tell you later how it goes. We are back at the Burger King, so it's already open from 12 p.m. and I'm not gonna review the Burger King because I'm sure it's good, like always, and the Coke is like this. Okay, let's see. So we got some contacts. The driver told us they will take us to Tabuk for 500 Riyal, which is more than $100, maybe 120. So it's a bit expensive. Well, it is very expensive actually, but you know, not much options. So first I think we will try to hitchhike to Tabuk. Well, if free it's very good, but even if they ask to pay, I think it will be cheaper than 500 Riyal for both of us, me and my sister. So let's first go to the main road and, you know, flag a car there. So it's too difficult to get a hitchhike because it's too far and already afternoon, and we go back to Sabco, and from here you can actually get a cheaper one. It's 400. I don't know it's shared or not, but 400 Riyal. And I asked so we can stop at Jabal Anfil for a minute. So let's go. So on the cliff here, it used to be an ancient settlement, the Dadanites. They lived here even before the Nabataeans. But unfortunately, we're not going there because not much left of it, but just like a small tombs on the cliff. So Jabal Anfil is over there with the Afon Rock, but because it's on the other side, I mean like it's not on the way to Tabuk, so we're not stopping there. So we stop here for buying some water and snacks, and then we'll continue our 3-hour journey, 3 to 4 hours. Hey guys, now I'm already in Tabuk, the province that borders Jordan. And so, as you can see, it's actually a big city. I mean, it's quite developed. And now I'm going to the hotel, and that's it. So on the next video, we will find a way towards Jordan. I still don't know how to go because on the bus station there is no bus. So we're not sure. Anyway, just see you in the next video and we'll see. Ikuti terus Bang Jago, sampai jumpa.